In this video, we're going to be going over some information from the Biden documents that supposedly he didn't know about and were found in a locked closet and also in his garage. They were just laying loose in his garage. Supposedly, the garage was locked. As a vice president, he's not supposed to be carrying documents or using documents or having documents out of the possession of, I'm not an attorney, so I have no idea the ins and outs of what documents are supposed to be where, right? But I do know enough that if it's illegal, it's illegal. And you can't justify a sitting president doing something that's illegal 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, we see it all the time with people that make racial comments 10, 20, 30 years ago, comes up in some video that some kid had on his VCR tape, whatever, from a party that they were when they were 6. I don't know. But it tends to find its way back. Somebody uses it and destroys the person's life, right? I mean, isn't that how it works? But if this happened in 2016, 2015, 2014, whatever year he decided he was going to put these documents, and they don't necessarily tell you what the documents consisted on. Are they documents that would be national security documents, or are they climate change documents? Who knows? I mean, they're not telling you. So if these were highly secretive, very important documents that could be used for maybe some blackmailing, maybe information that would give somebody to have them give them a heads up, we don't know that. Nobody's come out and saying it. All it is surface stuff like you and I, us 8th graders that read these newspapers can figure out, right? So let's look at a few of these website reporting 3-letter networks, so to speak, and see what they have to say about it. Yeah, so what we got here is CNN. Biden says he was surprised. Now, this came out, January 10th, okay? He was surprised to learn that government records, including classified documents, were taken to his private office. Yeah, I guess. If you had a private office and you got a lot of responsibilities, people coming in and out, you got appointments to make. Maybe the people that wanted to take the documents used him as a scapegoat and he didn't know nothing about it. But he can't remember yesterday or 5 minutes ago. He can't remember people's names. He can't remember birthday names to sing somebody a happy birthday. He couldn't remember Supreme Court justice that he put into the Supreme Court. He couldn't remember her name. So obviously he's not going to remember what happened, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years ago, right? What documents or what. Obviously, there's a lot of things swirling around. Where was his son involved? If they were in the garage, did they just toss him? There's a lot of similarities to what Trump did in this article with U.S. News. It said, I get it that Donald Trump did is totally different than what Joe Biden did. Former Senator Claire McCaskill, Missouri Democrat, whatever. She told on Morning Joe. But when a jury is trying to figure out whether someone should be held criminally responsible, that's going to be in their heads. The easiest case for prosecutors to make against Trump, she said, is the Mar-a-Lago document case. After Trump refused to he did not refuse to hand over the documents. He told him in advance. He didn't refuse it. This is what I'm pointing out on my channel is the misinformation that these websites, these news agencies, they're just like straightforward. We're going to candy coat this and we're going to tell it our side, right? So he didn't misinform. He didn't withheld. He didn't refuse to give him the documents. These documents were locked in a safe. They had to bring a safe cracker to get in it. They could ask him, made an appointment with them, say, well, and they did. They asked him for the documents. We all know the whole story, what happened, right? They send the FBI raid they took pictures of where they're. We don't see any pictures of where Biden's documents were sitting in a box in his garage. You look at the photos of his garage, it's a mess, right? They're going to be laying on the floor or crinkled up, shoved in the corner with a bunch of spider webs. But they don't show you no documents, right? They got them nice and neat on the floor. No, it's a jury that will be one-sided with this, if there's even a jury. I think she was just sharing an example of what a jury would do. Either one of them. Now, I think what happened is this was set out before, and they wanted to say, okay, we're going to go out and we're going to do Trump deal, and we're going to make this big hoopla for months, and then we're going to kind of ease this Biden in because we found these documents months ago or a year ago or whatever. But let's set up Trump, make him look like this devil that did these documents. And then, a few months later, when all the, fuss goes down and everybody's tired of listening about documents, we'll throw Biden out there and he'll do his thing, right? We got USA Today. Biden, there's no there. And I'm going to show you a video on this part, but you can go to any USA. I don't even have Fox on here. CNN, USA Today, another CNN. CNN shields Biden. Okay, this is town hall. It is kind of a conservative, whatever. CNN shields Biden and classified docs. Most of the time, it's completely accidental. Yeah. So when you have every news agency in the country, thousands of them, and you only have, they're all powerful. They're all led by one or two people, and they're telling them what to do. They all seem to report on the same thing, the same way, the same time frame, all at the same time. And then you got a bunch of guys like me that are YouTubers and whoever they are, and they might be on Rumble, or they might be, have some low budget networks that, they're trying to, or, Fox leans that way anyway. They're either to the middle, to the left, and they throw every once in a while, they throw somebody conservative in there to help push the ratings up, right? So you got, Biden's accidental. Then he's running from obviously his handlers have told him, don't open your mouth like you did that first time saying the garage was locked. I'm not an idiot, right? So they're going to do that. I can't read every one of these nonsense. They got cameras going on. I mean, you see a little ins and outs of what, we didn't have any record logs of people visiting, right? Joe Biden, he pays his son $49,000 and some change to rent that house, right? I mean, that's a scheme, because the going rate in that neighborhood to rent a house is about $7,000 a month. He's paying his, I seen an article, and I tried to look for it again about that's the exact number that one of these companies had paid his son Hunter, the exact amount every month, and he just shifted it to his dad. The guy's the history of a liar, right? I mean, you can go back and search for Joe Biden's school record. You can do all that, and he's nothing but a liar. He lies about everything, and he can't remember a lie. Generally, when you lie, you can't remember what a lie is. And most of the time, this dude, he don't know the truth from, look at him. He's got his hand on the doorknob, right? I don't know. I don't give him no stock. I mean, I'm not a big Trump fan, but I'm definitely not a Joe Biden fan. Okay. Yeah. So we're just going to bounce back and forth. Let me throw up these videos of what Biden had to say today.
I will answer the question, but here's the deal. What quite frankly bugs me is that we have a serious problem here we're talking about what's going on, and the American people don't quite understand why you don't ask me your question.
That you did not reveal the existence of the documents back in November before the big trial.
Hang on, okay? Look, as we found a handful of documents were filed in the wrong place. We immediately turned them over to the archives and the Justice Department. We're fully cooperating, looking forward to getting this resolved quickly. I think you're going to find there's nothing there. I have no regrets. I'm following what the lawyers have told me they want me to do. It's exactly what we're doing. There's no there there. Thank you.
Well, there you go. He's got saying there's no there. You know what? In that little segment, right, we seen that he just read off the script, right? You could say whatever you want. Them documents were there for years. Okay. They were there when he was a president. He just didn't take them home like yesterday. And we found them in a closet. Oh, we found some in your garage. Oh, we found some underneath the refrigerator, or the stove behind the stove or whatever. He said exactly what he was supposed to say, right? He read it script. He didn't say, you know what? I remember this. I had these in my car. Me and Obama were doing whatever. And I, took them out of the car. I didn't want to lose them. I set them down and I forgot all about them. And we said just whatever. I mean, that would have been a better excuse than saying, man, I have no clue. I mean, it's all the cover. Oh yeah. No big deal, man. I had these documents and they were just happened to be sitting around and, we found them. And man, we contacted the right individuals, right lickety split. We didn't do what the Trump guy did. We didn't do none of that. Obviously it's played. And it'll be played over and over again by the liberal media and saying, hey, this guy did everything he was supposed to do, man. He found the documents. They were accidentally brought to his house. The pool boy brought him over and, he wasn't supposed to handle them. And there's like a hot potato, we'll just set him over there and, we'll deal with it later. I mean, I could think of 100 excuses. I could make that up. I'm the president. Everybody's on my side. Everybody. Okay. They'll do all my dirty work for me. All these ungodly woke publishers, writers. I mean, this is all scripted. I mean, even finding the documents this time was all a scam, right? I mean, they've been turning over. Who knows what's on them? Like I said earlier, we can keep going over this and over this and over this. It's going to be shoved under the rug like all the other stuff he does. Eventually he's the perfect guy for this job. He is the perfect guy. They can push everything they want. They can make him look like a goofball. They don't care. They don't care. They'll make him look rosy and they're doing all this other stuff behind the curtain. Perfect. Because if they had a guy there that spoke up and wanted things done, they wouldn't get it all done. They'd have a chaos on their hand. With this guy, he don't remember nothing. They just said, you told us to do this, buddy. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, go ahead. Whatever. That's all he's got to do. Sign some names or whatever he's got to do and go vacation 50% of the time he's as president. But hey, so yeah, I hope you guys found some value in this video. I appreciate it if you give me the thumbs up, like it, share it. And subscribe. I appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful day and look for me on the next video. Bye now.